Hello, it's Friday. It's 3 minutes to 8. Normally I stumble through the setting up process quite badly and mess things up quite a lot, but today I didn't, so I'm actually online earlier than I predicted. So, hello everyone. Hello, one person who's here so far. I'll have a sip of tea and wait and see if anyone else comes online. Who's the person who's here right now? Who are the two people who are here right now? Classy Britain, good evening, how are you? I can talk faster than you can type. Hello, John. Good evening, Scottish Car Enthusiast TV. Always good to hear from you. How are you? I hope you're well today. Hello, Wholesale Trout. And hello, Jake. Nice to see you too. David, hello. Oh, getting a few people in already. That's good. I will say, if you're a channel member, I'm going to plug this at the moment, right at the beginning. If you're a channel member like Scottish Car Enthusiast TV was, you get a little logo next to your name which tells me that I'm talking to or being talked at, hello Darren, by one of my channel members, and I'll see your comment more clearly. It comes up bigger. Hello Dave Craig, sorry. Hello Dave, another channel member, nice to see you. Someone gave you a rot-free V8. We'll wait and see if it really is. Wet Scotland. It was wet earlier today here in Kent, but it was actually turning into a really nice evening. I'd planned to shoot a car. I spent most of the morning cleaning a car, and it rained on it all afternoon. Do I want Ian City Rover? I think I might get that question a few times tonight. No. The screensaver Alfa, that is actually my latest t-shirt. If you haven't seen this already on the channel comments, whatever you call it, this is the thing I was working on this week, so I've done it in Rosso red kind of ish. That's meant to be the blue of my own Alfa, and that's meant to be Zoe yellow, but I've not ordered a t-shirt or a mug on it yet, so I need to get one ordered for myself this week. Hello Christian. Oh, nice afternoon in Edinburgh. Oh well, it's always a nice afternoon in Edinburgh. I need to go there again. People liking the Honda review. I really enjoyed the Honda review. That's one of my favourite cars from the 80s. So it's a real treat to get to drive that. Did I buy hub nuts to sell? You've seen my welding. That's not a car for me. Oh, V8 Rover with only a small spot of rust on the rear arch. Wait until you start sanding through that small spot of rust on the rear arch and find out if you've got any arch left. Where are we? How did I score on Popmaster today? I did abysmally. It was one of the worst Popmasters I ever did. I think someone did say what the speciality round was, the bonus round, and I flumped every single question on that, so that did badly. Rover starting yet. Okay, and more Rover videos on the cabbie. Yes, here is the handbook for the cabriolet. Shush dog. Quiet. I'm going to shut the door because I think my wife's just got home and that means the dogs are going mental. Yeah, so I've not actually started the cabriolet yet. What I have done is cranked it over and just didn't want to see if it would crank over at all, and it does. I don't know how the immobiliser came off, but the immobiliser did come off in the end. I just repeated and repeated and repeated. Maybe it was just because I had the battery connected long enough. Maybe it's because I tried it enough times. I don't know. Maybe because I'd loaded the switch, the door switch, with loads of electrical contact cleaner. Finally, it was clear enough to work. So yeah, that was good. Well, hang on. Let's go back. I missed a few comments there. Oh, Chris, you've ordered a transparent Furious driving sticker. Yes, I think I saw that order arrive. Fantastic. I hope that turns up safely for you. Oh, you're just watching the CRX. That CRX is such a nice car. Filmed in a massive rush, though. Oh, I just had a dog let into the room. Hello, dog. The Rover is not at my house yet. Basically, I've got no parking at the house. I need to shuffle the Alfa off to my friendly garage a few miles away, where he can weld the strut tops and sort out the brake lines for me, and then I could have room to have it here, but I have to pay for a truck to shift it because it's not currently running. But no, it's currently in a friend's parking space outside their work. I wanted to call the dog Rover. It never got called Rover, but it did get called Indy, as in we called the dog Indiana, which is always my dream for naming a dog. So Indiana Bones, the dog. So yeah, KK, you're all watching the video. I don't. You might have rain. I know you are Christian, but we've got a heat wave coming next week. I've got a bunch of jobs booked in next week, and I'm going to roast. Hello, Poland. How do I get all the mint cars reviews? A lot of collector cars from people who own them and offer them to me. Some are from car dealers, and obviously, but they buy decent cars. Just lucky, really. I do try and find the nice ones. Hello, John and Lisa. Yeah, I think the Rover 200 Cabby will look really nice.
I'll get you out, Indy.
Read. No, shush. Okay.
I'm watching a live stream, by the way.
You're watching downstairs?
Yes, I am.
That's weird. My son is watching my own live stream from downstairs.
Hey, Indy, no, Indy.
Sorry, so I'm just going through some questions after a minor distraction. Actually, it's quite good. You can't do a proper car wash for days because the rain ruins it. What actually tends to, I find, is it's quite good if you wash the car in the rain because rainwater is actually quite free of minerals, so it dries fairly streak-free, which is quite good. Got 2 Christians, that's weird. Oh, Peugeot Dude and Son. Okay, yeah, drop me a message on bodyintheboot@gmail.com, I think it is, because I might actually need some car shifting. I might not want to drive the Alfa around to the garage with no brakes on it. Would me and Mr. Hubner ever do a cheap drift car challenge? I don't know if he'd be up for that. I think I'd quite enjoy that. Ian might as well, I don't know. I was hoping I might be able to go and review his City Rover at some point. But, Reed, no, turn it down. I've got Fortnite in the background. No, that's copyright music. Can you turn it down, please?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is a genuine live stream. Hello, Tom. I am good. Hello, Norway. I think the carburetted CRX, there's some carburetted model. That was the high efficiency model, wasn't it? That was the one that was less powerful but incredible MPG, as far as I remember. Hello, Kevin. How you right? Hope you well. Oh yeah, Alan Simpson. I want to actually have a go in Miller Corner's Seicento because I've seen that on Hubnut and I've seen him driving it elsewhere. I do quite like that little car. Yeah, a few people. Paul, you said yeah, the Tomcat front bumper with fog lights would look good on the cabriolet. Yes, it would, but as a car's a flipper, I'm not going to start chucking money at the thing. Don't be silly, please. A crafty, creepy-looking child who looks like he's doing something funny, like putting the power out the back of the iPad. Oh, Psycho, thank you. You're a great person. That will go straight into the coffers of the Rover. I haven't had a chance to get into the boot. I've tried to get into the boot and tried to take the back seat out some more, but it's absolutely fighting me. So I will get onto it in the week sometime. But
tape, magical tape.
Please. Oh, Matt Rutter bought the Mini 03. Oh, fantastic. Good, I'm glad you bought that. You will definitely enjoy that. Yeah, no, Hubnut's selling City Rover. Lots of people have actually said to me, am I going to buy the City Rover? And the answer is no. I've got enough rust and problems as it goes without any more rust and problems. Oh, it was bodyintheboot@gmail.com. I like all kinds of music, actually. A lot of sort of rock-based influence things, a lot of blues into rock.
Do you like
a little bit of jazz.
Song?
No. Do I like the Fortnite music is the question there. Oh yeah, I was saying the Tomcat would look good, but I should quite like, because it's a facelift car, it's got the curvier front bumper and the curvier dash, and the two kind of go together. Do you want to go under?
No.
Do you want it under the wire? Take your iPad with you. A few interruptions here tonight. No, stop it. Then you can pull the wire over. Oh, blimey. This is an absolute Robert Kelly moment. I can try and pretend it's not happening, but there's just no way of ignoring the fact. God, I had his birthday this week and spent so much money on Fortnite. Oh, dear. I haven't been following Nitro Silver this week. I started watching Nitro Silver. I have not had a chance to to get in that. Yeah, I might actually wind up drilling the lock on the boot. I would like to avoid that. If I can actually get the back seats out. Apparently you're supposed to be able to kind of twiddle some little, if this is the back bench seat, this is the front bit where your knees go, and that's the bit where your bum goes. There's two little catches there at the front which kind of curve forward, so you have to twist it forwards, and there's a couple of little catches on the back, and you should be able to reach through and kind of release them and then pull it forward. But the leather is just so hard, I can't get my hands in there and do it. All I can do is just smash my fingers up. So I'm working on that some more. I don't know, I'll keep on trying with that. Do you know what? I've actually been offered a Nissan Cube. I need to go and chase that one up. I've been in an converted with a K100 bike engine. It was really good fun. Kids are the best. The W123, I've got the Mercedes specialist coming around next week. He's got a day booked in where he's going to come in and look at the car. No, come on. Yes. Mind the tripod. Oh dear. Dave, thank you very much indeed. I will definitely need that. I've actually just spent another 50 quid on a set of wheels for the thing, so that's very much appreciated.
But we'll try something.
No, you can't take the rear lights out of the Rover. No, that's just weird. Stop it. That's myself on camera, because the fixings are inside the boots. You need to open the boots to the lights out, and they are very, very thick, multiple layers of plastic, so you'd actually have an easier job drilling through the boot lid itself than the light clusters to get through there. Yeah, I do need to get the Rover home, but there's just no room for it here. So yes, there's a chap coming around next week who's an expert, a Mercedes specialist, who thinks he can, he hopes he can figure out what's wrong with the fuel injection, and then we can then diagnose if it's fixable. He can get it going there and then. If it's going to be an expensive part, I think I know which expensive part it is, and I can actually buy an AMG engine second-hand off eBay cheaper than that one fuel injection component, and that will be the future of that car, getting a modern AMG motor out of like a C200 or something like that, or an SLK, because that would just be significantly cheaper to buy an entire engine than just one chunk. Oh, Big John, you are a very lovely person indeed. I need all of those, especially the third one, to cope with that cabrio. Which actually came from a channel viewer. I don't know if he's on tonight. If you're, hello. So yeah, hopefully I better drive it back to him to show him at some point in the future.
Thank you.
Progress on the P6, the black P6. I bought some more bits for in the week, so that's more money gone. There's 2 oil sensors for that car that screw into the oil pump. One is £6, one is £90. Guess which one was missing? Yeah. So yeah, that's turned up in the post. So yeah, that is got more bits to do, and I've located all the bits, I think, now. I did have some really nice hot exhaust manifolds for that car, which I was going to fit, but they don't fit the Y pipe where the 2 exhausts meet and go into a single pipe, so I'm prepared to put the original pipes back on for the time being, the old manifolds off the P6, which will be a bit restrictive. So that's my next thing, sort of the gear linkage out, exhaust manifolds on. Yeah, make it start, hopefully.
Be a bit more quiet. Can I watch this?
I had a pigeon on my engine. How did it get in there? Richard, hello, I'm good, thanks. Do I believe in God? I don't do religion or politics on here, so we'll leave that one alone. The white Rover 2000, though, that one has been battling me for about 4 weeks now, trying to undo the 2 bolts to do the engine mounts, because I was going to do a video on doing engine mounts on that car about 3 or 4 weeks ago. One of the bolts just seized up. I wound up just taking the threads off, not the threads, the nuts off, corners off, so I couldn't undo it. It's a captive nut. So yeah, that's taken a long time to get sorted out, but that's coming soon. What will be the best car I've ever owned or owned? Probably either the P6 2000 or an Alfa 156, I would say. The 156 was a wonderful thing. Do I know where we can get leather seats for a W202? I would suggest eBay, to be perfectly honest. There's a couple of Mercedes breakers. If you just Google Mercedes breaker, you'll see them online. But an awful lot of parts turn up on eBay for that generation. Blue just joined the chat. Tuesday, I've got someone coming around on Tuesday who's an expert on these things. So yeah, which is the best engine for the Rover 75? I missed that question, and it was going on in the background while I was talking. Yeah, the V8. Yeah, that was the correct answer. The Mustang V8 is the best engine in that car. I've not put WD-40 on the soft top roof mechanism, but I have put a different kind of grease on it just to kind of let it soak in. Mark 1 or 2 Transit? I think Mark 1 actually. How many cars do you want to bring home from that Rover Horde? There's a good selection. I would love an estate, and there were some nice coupes. I was a 3-door GTI. I'd love a 3-door GTI. Yeah, if I could just take two, it'd be a 420 estate and a GTI. Oh, there's so many, and there's a really nice Freelander there as well. I like a Freelander. Golf Cabbie review. Yes, drop me an email, bodyintheboot@gmail.com. Keeps everything in the same place, and I will chase it up on there. Jake, that was sorry to hear about your rabbit. Hope you're feeling better now. I'm glad you're here tonight. Oh, Chris, you got your Rover cup. One of these, I take it. Hope you're enjoying it and drinking some good cups of tea out of it. Oops, iPad's locked. Do I go to local cars and coffee meetups? Yeah, I went to. In a minute, read. Yeah, I did go to a few actually, all around Kent. But obviously nothing going on at the moment. What do I think of the Alfa 164 Quadrifoglio? I absolutely adore it. There is one who I'm on Facebook friends with. I saw the car at Bromley, and I'm hoping I can catch up with him to go and have a drive of that at some point. What makes you buy so many Rovers? It's just stupidity, I think. My son does not share any appreciation for these old cars. He hates the fact I'm outside playing on cars, not watching him play Fortnite and Roblox. This channel membership, does the money go to me? Yes, it does. It comes to the channel, whichever you prefer. And it means I can then put money back into the cars. YouTube don't take any cut of it. It's just 100% to the creators, which is a nice thing they've done, because the advertising revenue that you get from the videos actually fluctuates quite a lot, depending on what advertisers want to advertise on what videos, which is done by an algorithm. It's very complicated, but yeah, the channel memberships are a nice steady thing that you can then sort of budget for to keep chucking money at the cars, really. What do I think of the Citroen ZX Volcano? I think I've answered that on a different video, but yeah, I absolutely adore them. They're really good cars. They've got amazing suspension, so you can just throw them into corners and just have such a great time with them. They're really good. Best music to drive to, bit of rock, bit of Jimi Hendrix, bit of Tom Cochrane, Life is a Highway. Will I ever return to Milton Keynes? Well, I've not been banned from Milton Keynes. Yeah, I suspect I will. It's not that far away from here. And I do actually work for a couple of companies that are based there, so I go there a fair bit when there's not a lockdown going on. What? MGTF, its catalytic converter stolen, £700 repair. How is a cat with... Yes, catalytic converters are insanely expensive. Yeah, Rovers, like a Citroen, yeah, they're underdog, but adored by people who adore them. The thing I've noticed through looking at Facebook groups is that people who like Rovers tend to also like Alfas quite a lot. There's a certain and Citroens as well, but an underdog thing going on there. Honda Concerto or Rover 200 R8 doesn't really make much difference. They're built in the same factory, some of them. It's very much the same car. You went to sleep, computer? MG ZR. Actually, I quite like an MG ZR. I want a bubble Rover, and an MG one would be quite fun. Make a change from all the Rovers. Get a Rover 45. Oh yeah. Actually, I do know someone who's getting a Rover 45 very soon, which I'm going to go and drive as soon as it arrives at his house. What cars am I wanting? Oh my gosh. Well, the question above is kind of half answers that. Do I like the Mark 1 Fiat Panda? Yes, and I also like the Mark 1 Fiat Punto. I love a Fiat Coupe, so I like a lot of Italian stuff. I like any Alfa at all you care to throw my direction, I would happily take home. I like some big American stuff as well. C4 Corvettes, Buick Roadmaster, Chevy Caprice, that kind of stuff. Ford Crown Vic, as I've said before. This is not in the police livery, but in a plain livery. My dream car right there, Ford Crown Vic. Not fussed about getting a Ferrari. I would love a Crown Vic. Oh, Paul, thank you very much indeed. The biscuits will be appreciated, or probably bits for a Rover Cabriolet, more likely. Do I like Mercedes? Yes, I own 2 of them. They're very good cars indeed. Wanted a Rover 213 when 20, but the insurance was crazy. And a Rover, normally the advice I give to younger people is buy something obscure like that, because you know it's not what other young people are crashing, so the insurance is not loaded for them. Oh yeah, Chris Isaac, great for driving too. The Blue Hotel. Yes, I would like to. Will I do some more Lancia videos? Yes, I would like to. Actually, the plan with the Lancia was I did that in the Saab 9000. I was trying to get the 4 of the Type 4 platform. So the Saab 9000, the Lancia, the Fiat Chroma, and the Alfa 164. And I need to go and do the 164 and the Chroma. Trying to find a Chroma is really hard though. Escort Orion. Oh, Orion all the way. Mark 4 Orion. Well, it's technically Mark 2 Orion, but it's Mark 4 Escort. Yeah, I could definitely add Lancia to the list of underdogs, which are wonderful. Best holiday destination. Oh, that's too many to choose from. We do like a regular drive down to Italy because it's really, really nice down by the Italian kind of lakes area, and that's a nice drive to get there. So that's a really good holiday. Get to do a bit of mountain driving, a bit of plugging through France and enjoying a bit of French food. Get down to Italy, and it's really nice, you know, sit on the lakeside. It's time I've got a Saab 900 Turbo. You're definitely right. I asked 9. Mercedes, yes, I do like Mercedes. As I say, I bought the W204 because I really liked how well the W123 was put together, and I thought, well, if the current one is as good, which is the reputation was in tatters for a long time, the W204 is where they kind of brought it back, if that makes sense. So I figured I'd jump on that one. Oh, Peugeot dude, catch us when you're not live. I'll speak to you all. Enjoy it later on, hopefully. Alan, did I say thank you already? I don't think I did. Just saw that flash up as it was going. That'll go on sticking plasters when I'm trying to get my fingers down the back of the seat to try and get the seat base released. Yeah, Mercedes are built like tanks. Been hunting for a BRM interior. I assume that's for a Rover 200, so I missed the earlier question or comment there. There was a Rover 200 BRM interior on eBay not long ago. I don't know if it's still on there, if anyone's bought it or not, but if you head over to eBay and have a quick look, Rover BRM interior, it might still be there. It was about 500 quid though, which is a lot. Actually, as I said earlier, I would like a bubble Rover, and an MG version might be quite fun. You've just reminded me that the BRM is the ultimate, the one that I really want. Have I found Mercedes car breakers online? I've found a couple online, but I've not spoken to any of them. 190 or E30? Oh, do you know what? I always would have said an E30 in the past, but I think I'm starting to err towards the 190. I must be getting old. Jason Nevins, yeah, it's like that. Auction rebuilds. No, I've not seen him. I don't know that channel. Ah, we just glitched out the circle on the screen. Hopefully you're still watching, people. Bit of craft work, yeah, better motorway. Also Autobahn, I'm translating. Do I sing along when I'm driving? Yes, I have company cars which I suspected. Oh, hang on, I think I might have dropped off. I used to have company cars which I suspected had trackers in them, and I think some poor person might have had to hear it. Mark 2 Escort or Morris Hotel? It'll be Mark 2 Escort, I'm afraid. Oh, Fiat Tempera or Alfa 155? Alfa 155? What kind of question is that? For a W202 is actually not a lot really. It should go a lot further than that, as long as it's not rusting, because 202s will rot if you're not careful. The internet has been really bad around here. We can't even make decent phone calls on a mobile at the moment. So if this drops off, I do apologise. Oh, we're back again. Tim, awesome. Thank you very much indeed. maybe we'll go on some bits for the Rover. But yeah, there's more stuff. I'm planning a trip up to the Lakes Breakers Yard for bits for the Volvo, so that will definitely be spent on that. Someone just picked up a Fiat Tempra for 700 quid. Wow, that's great. But was that on eBay or Facebook Market? Alfa GT, very nice indeed. I love the GT. 156 underneath, of course, which is a good a car. Hello, Mini Moto Madness. Ah, yeah, I recognise your comments. Oh, phone telling me stuff. Oh, come on, phone. So, Rich, I can see you saying I never give out the location of where I am, unfortunately. It's a bit of a security thing. If the cars got stolen off the drive and it turned out I told people on the internet where the cars were, then my insurance would be invalid. So oh, hello. Are we buffering again? Buffering so badly. Oh. Buffering again. Oh, dear me. Do you all like to do handbrake turns from out on my own? No. And definitely not J turns either. I don't think I ever really fell in love with that car. I think that was always a car he bought because it was interesting and it kind of fitted the criteria of cars that he likes, small, unusual, weird things that no one else loves. But I don't think he could ever find any love for it himself. So I can kind of understand that he kind of had to, you've got to draw a line somewhere. If it's going to cost you a lot of money to fix and you're not loving the car, then why are you going to do it? Move on to something you're going to enjoy more. There's plenty of other cars. The problem I keep finding is I keep finding cars I really like, thinking I'll buy them and flip and then really liking them. Would I like to get a Volvo 850 T5? Yeah, they're fantastic things. I remember when the police used to use them around here and they were just insane cars. Ooh. Sorry, you just made a profit with WeBuyAnyCar.com. My best flip was a Skoda Felicia for £200 sold at WeBuyAnyCar.
You say?
Oh, the internet keeps dropping off. Is it reconnected yet? Buffering, yeah. Just disconnected, reconnected. Hopefully we're still there. 28 minutes in, yes. Phew. 190E compact. No, I don't remember the 190E compact. I'll have to Google it and after we're done here because I don't think I've ever seen a 190 compact. I remember the 3 Series compact, obviously. Oh, what's wrong with the internet tonight? Buffering is really bad now. Yeah, it's actually just disconnected completely. How many classic cars will get scrapped in a current new scrappage scheme? That is very worrying indeed. What's going to happen with that? I think a lot of other people are, because I sold a couple of Scrappage Scheme Survivor stickers today off the Redbubble store. But no, hopefully there might be some differences this time, because if they take out classic cars, vintage, or not even vintage cars, even just old cars from that network, it deprives used car dealers, it deprives regular sort of small garages, not main dealer garages. It takes millions of pounds out to the economy. So really, they need to be, if they're going to do a scrappage, they need to be buying them and then auctioning them, you know, just to bring the money back rather than just scrapping them completely. But they are stupid, so who knows? Question, so I missed a question. Can I remember a starter DSLR? What would your budget be? Is the first question. I would always say go for one of the big brands like Nikon or Canon or Sony. I don't like Sony. Everyone loves Sony. That's a real kind of hipstery kind of brand to go with, but I don't like the build quality. The images are nice, but the build quality is bad. They expect the cameras to break. I'll go with Nikon and Canon, maybe in a Pentax, or Fuji are very nice as well, but I think stick Canon, Nikon. With Nikon, go with the 1,000 digits, if that makes sense, like 7300, and you should be okay. They're solid and you can build into a system then. If you want to go, actually, Nikon Z50 is a really, really good one. It's mirrorless, so it's kind of the new Z system future camera. I've sort of delved into the Z system now with the Z6. I'm really impressed with it. In fact, I did spend some company money today on a Nikon Z lens because I got a sale on today. But yeah, I think go for a Nikon. And not found a reason to replace the Nikon D90. No, you wouldn't. If it's still working for you, it will continue to work. They're just unburstable. Oh, Alan, internet has been big problems all day. Okay, that's interesting. Use D300S, best starter. Yeah, any old Nikon is going to be good, really. And the great thing with the Nikons is all the lenses go back to 1959, and there's thousands of lenses that you can get. So yes, Suzuki Liana. I've never driven one actually. I'd be interested to do because I do generally like Lianas. So not sorry, Suzuki's. So it'd be quite fun. I'm already thinking of starting to. E10 fuel is coming. So yeah, if you've got older cars with older fuel lines, you're going to have to start upgrading fuel lines. That's not a bad idea to do anyway, though, to be honest, because fuel lines do degrade, and that is a common source of car fires and old cars being destroyed by fire. It'd be interesting to see what the effect of this current crisis on car prices. I think it will push up the price of used cars because people aren't going to be willing to commit to car finance so much. Because a lot of people who car finance have had a lot of hard time the last 3 months. So if you've got an older car that you're not doing big finance on. So yeah. T-Bay. I missed something before that. Oh, services. Oh yes. That's the big hexagonal one on the edge of Scotland, isn't it? That's really nice. They do lovely food there. Would I ever get Mercedes W140? Never say never. I don't tend to look for cars very often. Whoops. They tend to find me. They're good fun. They kind of become cool at last. W202, would I get a W202? Maybe if it wasn't rusty. Will I come to Pride Longbridge? Well, I was going to go to this year's one, but obviously there wasn't a Pride Longbridge this year. My biggest problem with that is always which car to take. The coupe is my default choice, but I think I'd kind of like to take the Rover 2000. Who knows? See, Alfa MG Rover. Everyone who's into one seems to be into the other.
You done now?
No, not done yet. Chinese hackers, yeah, like taking down Australia and now taking us down as well. Yeah, posters of an MG Turbo, Metro Turbo in the 80s. Wow. I've never seen an MG. I can understand why. I've never seen a poster to actually buy. Have I considered clickbaiting my videos like Scotty Kilman? No, because he gets a lot of views, but he gets a lot of hate for it as well. And I don't want people to despise me. Canon SX30IS. What country are you in, Matt? I don't think we got that particular model, but it's probably got a different name in this country, possibly. I'm sorry, Richard, no, I can't have people here for insurance reasons and security reasons. I can't have people working on the cars with me. Sorry. Alfa 2.4 diesel or 220 valve Fiat? Well, they're different, aren't they? Because they're very, very different engines indeed, because the 20 valve is a petrol and the 2.4 is diesel, and that 2.4 is an epic motor and you can tune the hell out of it. I think I had something like 300 something horsepower and about 500 or 600 newton meters of torque out of a 2.4 diesel, but at the same time that 20 valve turbo is just screaming and mad. You have to have two cars with one of each. Am I planning to go to Volvo 600 next year? Do you know what? I saw Volvo 600 written in my diary on my calendar on the computer this week, and I thought, what's a Volvo 600? Let's didn't make a model called a 600. And then I remembered it was this big thing up at Bruntingthorpe, which is going to be like the biggest gathering of Volvos ever. And yeah, I was going to come to that this year, so obviously not. Hopefully I'll be able to make it to next year. Don't know what it's going to be though, because I read on the internet today that Bruntingthorpe Airfield, which is this amazing Cold War airfield where the Vulcan bombers used to be based. It's got a 2-mile runway where car magazines used to go an awful lot for doing sort of speed testing and group shots and big photo shoots for years and years. They've now, new owners have closed it to everything but the car industry rather than just magazines. So I don't know if they'll still have events like that available. Worst Alfa Romeo? Oh, I don't know really. There weren't really any really bad ones. Oh, Christian, thank you very much indeed. We have to say the Rover, yes, the Rover is safe, whether it takes a week or a month or a year, hopefully less than that. That's very much appreciated. Have I seen Salvage Garage? Yes, they're in not Sittingbourne, they're in North Kent, aren't they? Like Sheppey or somewhere. Yeah, I'd like to go meet those guys, they look interesting. Sorry about snagging now, it's hurting. Oh, Tom, you've got a Celica. Good work. Which version? Worst generation of Escort Mark 6, I think, really. Although, yeah, Brewing Mark 6. Can I drive a Swift GTI? Yeah, I'd love to drive a Swift GTI. Which cars are definitely keepers? The Rover 2000 is absolutely a keeper. The Tomcat's kind of become a keeper in a funny sort of way. But, if I've got a better Tomcat, I don't know. The Mini's a definite keeper. The Alfa, probably, but I kind of prefer the Tomcat to the Alfa in a funny sort of way. I don't know. The two that are definite are the Mini and the Rover 2000. Everything else probably wouldn't sell, but, never say never. The 40-minute job has taken 2 weeks. I'm trying to do the engine mounts on the Rover 2000, and it's not a difficult job. It's just not going well. It was going to be a video a couple of weeks ago. Please keep the Volvo. The Volvo is staying certainly for the medium term. After that, I don't know. Yeah. Also, Scottish car enthusiasts planning on going down to the Volvo 600, but that's something. Have I considered exporting the Rover Cabrio when completed? I hadn't considered exporting it because I haven't got anyone to export it to unless you're offering to buy it. Oh, it's a Generation 7 Celica for 800 quid. Crikey, that's good value. Only cars I like to be brought back and reimagined. No, I tend to think people should kind of move on a bit and start again. Not start again, but progress rather than look back. Got W203 Estate. Yes, actually do drop me an email on bodyintheboot@gmail.com because I've got the 203, 204, 205 estates one after the other. I think I was going to say the worst Alfa Romeo possibly might be one of the ones I actually own, which is the 33, but that's only because mine was absolutely awful. Are there any Mercedes clubs in Kent? Not that I'm aware of. I think if you want to go to Mercedes, there is a Mercedes National Club. If you Google Mercedes Club, then you'll find that. That's like a national organisation. I've missed Christian. Oh, found a Rover 214 Cabrio from 95 for €550. That sounds really good. Tom, I'll find you on Twitter later. What's your name on Twitter, Tom? So I can find some pictures of that. If it's a solid one for 500 quid and it's running, then yeah, go for it. That sounds really good. Oh, really? Wouldn't they want a nice one? Sorry. Yeah, free point shares. Would Jeff Lane at the Lane Museum be interested in the Cabrio? But yeah, I'm sure there are nicer ones than mine that won't have had me ruining them. Rover V8 is going well. I've been ordering bits and getting ready to do some more work on it. I might hopefully get time to do some this weekend. Cute kitties, drop me an email at bodyintheboot@gmail.com. Whoops. I have gone very bright, haven't I? I don't know why. It's the auto exposure on the iPad. I don't know why. Always had a hatred of the indicator stalks on Rover R8s. I don't know why. They seem to be quite decent to me. I think the reason this light's gone bright is because the screens have gone dark and that's trying to expose differently. There you go. If I make that brighter, this will balance out. There we go. What made the Rover Cabrio start in the end? I literally don't know. I just kept on trying and trying and trying, and eventually it just worked, which is annoying. Yeah, I was actually starting to look at doing a Furious Driving meetup when the lockdown happened. I thought it'd be really cool to so I'd get people together, find somewhere with a greasy spoon cafe and a big car park. But obviously events have changed, so maybe next year, later this year, maybe, I don't know. Oh no! There we go. There we go. Blue Alpha's back. It's when it reawakens, it puts Safari in front of Photoshop for some reason. Oh, I can't wait to see the Rover Cabrio done either. That's really, really cool. What's my dream car? Actually, it's a Ford Crown Victoria in detective spec. So it's Cavalier GSI for an Escort XR3i. I was about to say, oh, I'm not sure I'd have done that, and you said worst decision I ever made. You beat me to it. Yeah, everyone turns up to a furious meeting of sub £500 car. You might have to go and buy one for it, even if you have to. Would I get a Mercedes W202? I don't know. If it was the right one for the right price at the right time, maybe I would. I don't tend not to go and look for cars very often, unless it's a Ford Crown Vic. Oop. Back and the screen goes grey and I get a reconnect button. Getting very irritating. What was I? Would I like to buy a Tempra? I would like to buy a Tempra. I've got no money or room for one at the moment. Where are we? So, any more comments?
I'm drinking water.
Oh, no, sorry. Child leaving the room.
You never drink water.
He wants to drink water. Ah, didn't we? It's in a different room, unfortunately, so it would take a little while to do. Oh, sorry. How did your love of the Crown Vic start? And have I driven a Panther Ford? I've been in a lot of Panther Fords. I've never actually driven one. I don't know. It's just like love of movies and a bit of Americana, and it's kind of an iconic thing. And I always kind of like ones that are the last or the ultimate. And it's kind of the P71 is the ultimate of the Panthers in a certain way because of the police upgrades and things. And they're a bit of an icon, really. I just really like them. It's basic. It's crude body on frame V8. They're kind of fun. Someone said, what plans have I got for Tomcat? Just keep on keeping on, making it better and better. Spindliness and shininess of the Rover R8 stalks put you off them. I don't know. Maybe. I see what you mean. Have I driven any of Hubnut's cars? No, I was hoping to go out and drive his City Rover, but he's now for sale. Maybe we can do something in the future. That'd be nice if we could. We were hoping to do something this summer, but obviously everything's up in the air at the minute. Hello, Miles. You're almost me. Poor person. Yeah, I think everyone a lot of people who didn't live with Ian's City Rover were more fond of it than he was. And what's over there? Any cars I expected to love and turned out to be disappointments when I drove them? I don't know. There's not many I've really been disappointed with. I mean, I wasn't expecting to love. I was expected to be impressed by was the Audi A5 when it first came out, and I thought it was just really, really bland. Didn't like that at all. What else have I driven? I didn't really. Classic-wise, I tend to have an idea of what they're going to be like beforehand, so I'm never really going with unlikely expectations. Definitely review Reliant Robin. Yeah, probably ought to one day. Yeah, I imagine that'd be quite terrifying. Have I ever thought about modifying a car from stock? Well, the Rover Tomcat I've modified a little bit, different brakes, suspension, air filter, exhaust. That's like the real basic entry point. And I've done a few remaps on cars in the past. I've never thought of doing like a full-on sort of fast car max power build. How come I've got less subscribers than Hubnut? Because he's been going longer than me, I guess. I'd like to think we're sort of reasonably comparable in terms of quality and certainly in terms of cars and what we do. But he started doing reviews about a year and a half before I did. So he's had about the length of time that I've been doing this before I started doing reviews to kind of build up roughly to the point where I am now, actually. So we're kind of on a parallel path, different trains on the same track, if you like. P71 is awesome, yes. Do you know, I want a post-2008 one, but there's got a limit on how new you can. I think 2010 would be the newest I could import. You have to be over 10 years. Sorry, over 10 years old to avoid a particular. It's called IVA for bringing cars in from another country. If it's over 10 years old, you can avoid changing a lot of stuff. So the newest I can get is 2010, but I think post-2008 Crown Vic is the changeover point. Then also you get the idle hours counter on it as well. 90s Caprice, oh yeah, the big bulbous thing, looks like a massive Vauxhall Carlton if you're from the UK. Have I visited Sheppey? Yes, I've been to Sheppey, yeah. You've got the ship full of explosives that's one day going to blow up and take out Sheerness with it. Scrolling through the classifieds while watching saw a Fiat Chrome Estate for €395. I think you know the answer to that question, whether that's a terrible choice or not. It's a great car, but a £395 or euro, it's going to be, well, you know what you're going to get. Do I think a Tomcat is a better choice than a 3-door 200? No, they're the same car. It's just personal choices to whether you prefer the hatchback or the coupe shape. Can you ride a motorbike? No, I can fall off a motorbike. I've managed to do that once or twice. So, would you ever build a kit car? I built a kit car that didn't involve welding. The thing is, there's not really any kit cars that really kind of grab me. Obviously, that the Caterham Lotus 7 thing would be quite cool, but it'd be an experience. Maybe I will one day. This is Sunny or Almira. I think we go for the Sunny actually. I seem to remember the Almira being a little bit bland to drive. What sandwiches would have taken a long drive? Bacon, lettuce, tomato. Oh. Almira. Oh, you got an Almira brochure. Wow, that's a very rare thing. I don't suppose many people kept them. Would you buy a Mark 1 Audi TT? Yeah, the Mark 1 is the nicest Audi TT of them all. Stone Cold Classics did have one which I was hoping to drive, but they sold it way too fast. And it was one that had never been back for the recall for the spoiler. So it's the completely stock, original, unmolested, how it was intended kind of thing. So yeah, that was a shame they sold it so fast. I never got to drive it. These are my spare glasses. The other ones are downstairs somewhere. Have I driven a rotary? Yeah, I've driven an RX-8 and I've driven an RX-7 a long time ago. Oh, Thanos, where are you? 7,000 for a civilian spec. Oh, right, civilian spec, as in like taxi cab rather than favourite alcoholic beverage. Oh, that's too hard to pin down. Red wine, probably like a Merlot or something like that, or a single malt whiskey, or just a bitter beer. Carlton handled better than the Caprice. Yes, yeah, I'm sure it did actually. Do I remember the Fiat Regatta? Yes, I do. That was built by robots, wasn't it? What do I think Hyundai's new car is? There's a $1 million question. I don't know. It's going to be something small, Korean. Most people would say it's terrible, or it's going to be French again. I don't know. I'm fascinated to find out. Okay, police car, but no livery. That's interesting. £7 grand. It's still available. I haven't got £7 grand, but I might find £7 grand, dude. Would I recommend the R50 Mini as a first car? Yes, I would, but check it electrically. Get an expert to go with you, because there are mechanically they're pretty good, body-wise they're pretty good, but they do have a few electrical gremlins. So get it checked out before you buy it. But otherwise, R50 is a great first car. It's a good handling thing. It's very safe indeed. If you are involved in an accident, I've seen horrific photos of Minis after some really nasty crashes, which people have walked away from. So from that point of view, it's a good first car. I don't want you to crash an R50. I don't want you to get hurt. I don't want one less R50 on the road. But if the worst happens, it's a good thing to be in. First Suzuki, yes, that was a Suzuki. Oh, it wasn't SX4, was it? What do I think of the Fiat Panda 100 HP as a first? I would go for a regular Fiat Panda rather than 100 HP. 100 HP is a bit of a lively thing. I'll spend 6 months in a regular Panda, then move on to 100 HP. Would anyone buy a Mini Cooper JCW? 3 good suspension springs. We'll take 25% off of that. Has Ian got a Hyundai Pony or a Kia Pride? I could see him in either of those. Yes, Hubnight has got a new car. He's sold his Toyota Tercel, and the City Rover is for sale to make room for something new. And it's a mystery purchase, which we're all excited to see. So we all don't talk to each other. We kind of talk to each other on Facebook and things as much as we do to everyone else. So we saw Steph from My Driver Classic got her Metro this week. I got my Rover 200 this week, and then suddenly Ian announced he'd bought a mystery car as well. turn this thing down. Sorry, my son's into gaming videos and on YouTube, and he's just walked in watching a gaming video quite loudly. Oh, you're a Nissan fan. Used to work at Nissan dealerships. Used to pick up the brochures. Ah, yeah, I've got loads of brochures in the loft. Oh, you didn't been there. I've been there. Oh, it's a shame. You know, if we'd had any more time of lockdown, I was actually going to do a video on the box of brochures, or boxes. In fact, it's a small bookcase of brochures I've got up in the attic. If money was no object, what supercar would I own? I don't know really. I'm not into supercars. Probably an old Aston or an old, I don't know. A Fiat Dino actually. I like my Fiat Dino. Thoughts on the Mark 1 Ford Sport car, KA? I think they're brilliant. I think they're really cool cars. And the KA is a great handling of the car. So the person who's asking about first car Mini Cooper, the KA, if you can find one that's not rusty, because they do rust like crazy, check the rear floor pan around, and in fact the rear axle and the fuel tank itself, all the whole area just corrodes like gone. But that's a great car, great handling car. Sport KA, even better. I'd actually quite like one of those. Fiat Coupe, I think any car that's 20 years old is going to have a bit of rust in it. It's got the same floor pan, which is the Fiat Tipo pan. Hello, how are you doing? Did you send me the date when you're coming to England? So yeah, all the Fiat Tipo ones, all Alfa 145, all kind of rust around the floor pans, but just find a good one. Fiat Coupe would be a great car to have. Joseph Lloyd can't understand why it gets more views. It doesn't get more views. I don't know. I don't know. It takes a long time to build sort of traction and a following. It's quite hard to do. Got £500 on an itch for a crap car to tinker with. Well, you can't go wrong with a Rover R8. I always say that. If you can find like a Metro, that'd be quite good fun. I'd hit eBay. £500. You can't go wrong, even if it turns out to be awful. You just stick it back on or whatever. £500 isn't the end of the world. Hit eBay, find something fun. Oh, Clio, that'd be quite good. Mondeo ST220, that is an absolute future classic. They're fast, decent handling, great cars. Get a good one. Trouble with Mondeos, when they start going wrong, they just go downhill very fast indeed. So find a good one. If I find a good one now, tuck it away somewhere, because there's not going to be many left soon. Mark II Scorpio 2.9 sleeper or ugly granny car. Both. It is an absolute monster of a car. 2.9 litre Cologne V6. It's got the old Mark III Granada chassis underneath it. Really, it's quite an old-fashioned car under the skin. Bit of like a dragster or a hot rod. But yeah, it is ugly as sin though. There's no getting away from that. Volvo 240, can't go wrong with that. Love them. What's the plan for replacing the welder? Oh, I've kind of ignored that for the time being, but I need to replace it with something decent. In fact, someone did email me and say they ran a welding shop in Kent and go and get in contact with them. So I actually need to do that now. We can go when the shops are opening again. Lucky to work for Fiat Alfa in the late 90s. Yeah, I think you were lucky. There were some really cool cars. 156 was like the saviour of Alfa Romeo. That was 97, 98 that came out. Would I like to do a video on 75 V8 with ZT160? Yes, I would. I've not driven the MG one, but I have driven the Rover one, which is a little bit kind of a lazy power thing, like an old sort of American car, really. Like a land yacht kind of feeling thing. But yeah. When the Alfa 156 came out, I thought it was the most beautiful car I'd ever seen, and it took me until 2005 to buy one, which was one of the last ones into the UK, and I really regret selling that car more than I think any other car I've sold. I'm assuming you mean local CRX video rather than card video. I think I spelled correct, but I haven't jumped in. Mondeo ST24 needs a clutch. Yeah, get the clutch sorted. Regards to the KA, Fiesta 1.6, same age, is also good. I think, yeah, wasn't a bad Fiesta, but I think the KA was a bit more fun. Suzuki Ignis Sport, that would be like about 1990, late 90s. They're quite good fun, aren't they? You never see them anymore, though. Oh, silver convertible on Marketplace. I wonder if it's breaking. I wonder if he's got a boot lid with a lock in it. I might be needing that. Trophy Blue MG ZT. Yeah, definitely a future classic there. Because it gets the last of the Rovers, isn't it? At the end of the line. Oh, child walking out again. Another bargain Celica here. 2001 Celica for 350 quid at the start of lockdown. Having spent a mere 1,300 quid on it, it's now worth 500 quid. Yeah, I think a lot of people have done this kind of thing. They've been buying projects or working on projects. James A. Only thing wrong with 90s Alphas was the dealers. Yes, and that continued into the noughties. And I'm going to name check them again because I hate them. Thames, Alfa and Tunbridge Wells. I don't know if you're the same people who you were about 10 years ago, but you were the scum of the earth then, and they were the reason we don't have a Fiat Barchetta anymore. Does my wife know about the cabriolet? Yes, I nearly didn't tell her because it's not at home, but no, I better come clean when I start ordering parts, because I've now got a what do you call it, a trade account with the local motor factors, and they sort of deliver parts to the house. So that was going to be a lot more explaining than anything else. A Cowley 75 in silver rail? Not, I don't know. The Cowley ones are the really early ones, aren't they? It'd be worth hanging on to if you've got one. I work for Caledonia in Blackburn. Terrible. Thoughts on the Rover 75 in general? I think they're really, really good cars. Rover, with BMW money, threw absolutely everything at them. So there's a lot of really good BMW technology combined with Rover's kind of innovation and styling. It was a car that should have made Rover, put them back on the map, and it kind of was. And if they'd not thrown money at the ridiculous X-Power SV project, and they could have replaced the 4525 with a Focus rival and still been in business. What do I think of Proton? I guess they're good for the money. I've never really driven money, but I know the quality isn't great. Rover 420 GSI Touring is, I wouldn't say dream car, but it's on my list of cars I would absolutely love it. Great looking things, practicality, the best engine, all the good stuff there. MGZS 120, yeah, body in the boot, gmail.com. He can't be bothered to suffer him out to fix his clutch. Well, if your dad's willing to pay 200 quid for it, then yeah, great. Do it, go for it. Jez, good evening, hello. Where are we? I think we've stopped glitching out now. We were glitching out a long time. 420 GSI Saloon, thirsty but fun. Yeah, basically the same engine as the Tomcat I've got, so yeah, I know all about that. What about VW Scirocco? Yeah, they're cool. They're good fun. What do I prefer to drive, the W204 or the W123? Well, the W123 is not run in the entire 2 years I've owned it. I prefer the W204. Saw an E240 earlier. Didn't know there was one. Oh, this is a good one. Thoughts on the Renault Aventime? Go in with your eyes open. I absolutely adore them because of the maddest, stupidest, craziest thing that Renault did for a long time. Built by Matra, so they're kind of coach-built, hand-built cars. The interiors on them are proper French luxury. There's little bits of wood and hidden lights and all kinds of stuff everywhere. The drive on them is just sublime, but they do go wrong horrifically and they will bankrupt if you're not careful. But I would still have one briefly. Come back. Backlighting. Thank you. A Mark II Daihatsu Sirion. Oh yes, I'd love to see one of those. Body in the boot, gmail.com. W204 is a nice car. W204 is a great car. Any cars I expected to be a letdown and end up bonding with? Mark II, I think it was Punto, which we had on a long rental trip up north once for a work. Actually, the Toyota RAV4 that we took on Route 66, I really wasn't expecting to be in any way interested in that car when we first got on it. And I said in the video, in the Route 66 video, when they said, would you want an American car or a Toyota RAV4? And we said, well, it's an American road trip, we should take an American car. And then the woman, the rental desk said, no, it's a long way, I'll take the Japanese car. And so we took the RAV4. It was automatic, it was low powered, it was tatty because it had been rented a lot. But by the end of the 2,500 miles, we both really enjoyed it. Hello, oh, thank you very much indeed. I really do appreciate that. Mazda 121DB. Is that the one that's based on the Fiesta? Because if it is, that's an absolute bargain of a car, because everyone ignores it and say you're getting the Fiesta for half the price. So it's a really good car. Any Mazda's good, really. They do make a good car. A Punto Turbo, not for a long time. Yeah, that's proper old-fashioned, old-school lag. V8's coming on slowly. It's got bits arrived in the post, so going to do some more stuff. When I drove to Manchester to test drive a car, I'd need to be doing various things when I got there to make it worthwhile, if that makes sense, because it's a long way for a small thing. I have driven there and back in a day before for work, but that was with like a proper work, if that makes sense. Thoughts on Dacia? Current Dacia are pretty good bargains of cars. Did some work for them when they first came to the UK. It's just old Renaults that are rebadged and built obviously to modern standards. Since if you're after a bargain car, they're good. Although my personal choice would be, rather than spending that amount on a brand new car with lower spec, I'll take that money and buy an older car of higher spec and maybe a bit more interesting. A Panda Fizz. I don't remember the Panda Fizz. Huh. Made a profit on it though. Uno or Punto? I would like a Mark 1 Punto out of the choice, really. Thoughts on the PT Cruiser? Moving on. I like the idea of the PT Cruiser, but the actuality, I don't know, doesn't really work. I did actually consider buying one and turning it into a panel van though, just because. But then there is the other one, which isn't a Chrysler. It looks virtually the same. I think it's a Chevy, isn't it? Which is actually a panel van from scratch, which is designed by the same guy. He moved from Chrysler to Chevrolet and designed the later car. But apparently the crash testing is awful on them. They're not great to drive. How did Multiple get the car? Multiple is a brilliant car. It's ugly, but it's perfect for what it does. Multiple will become. Are we reconnecting? Are we back? Are we back? My first one of transport was a car. It was a Ford. How far would I be willing to drive for a shoot? I've got no limit on it really. I'll drive anywhere as long as I can make the trip worthwhile in terms of either one job that's well paid enough to cover how many days I'm away, or lots of smaller jobs to kind of work along the route. At the moment though, overnight trips are out because I can't get any hotels. But I sort of drive, I think I've driven like 5 hours to a job and then back again. Back when I was doing sort of magazine photography, back when I had Alfa 156, I had a week where, starting from Kent, I drove down to Cornwall one day, then home for the night, then up to Yorkshire the next day, then home for the night, down to Devon the next day, then back home for the night, then up to Hull the next day, then back home for the night. I think I went back to Cornwall again the following day. So yeah, I don't mind doing big miles, as long as someone's paying the fuel bill at the end of it. Early Honda engine R8s, they're very good. I like the 2 litres, but Jake, nice to see you. Hope it's glad you could come. Auto Zam Dinky. I don't remember that one. I'll have to Google that and come back to you next time. Oh, nice CRX. Thank you. I enjoyed driving the CRX. That was great fun. Did I know the Mach 2 Punto has a saloon version called the Linear that's built in Turkey? Yes, I saw something on Twitter the other day actually, and there's a saloon version of the Corsa as well. That was in, I think, Italy or Turkey, and I thought, I'm not a massive Corsa fan, but I wouldn't mind trying to import one. Tom, nice to see you. Glad you could come. You're in new car mode. Spend dinner on eBay. Fiat 500L and the many variations. Yeah, I think they're okay cars. They as you say, they're comfortable. I think the current Fiats are reasonably reliable. And it's a bit of a shame they've got nothing new in the lineup. I think Fiat need to revamp their line of cars to get something new and fresh in there, but they're fairly decent. And Yugo. Did Innocenti make Yugo? Sorry, only Yugo, but it's an Italian market called the Innocenti, which the Innocenti used to do minis and maxis and those kind of things. Old Austin's rebadged and remanufactured over, or manufactured over in Italy. I didn't know they did Yugos as well. This has been education tonight. Am I aware of Harris Engineering? Yes, I am. And there's no reviews of Cortina 600E, 1600E on YouTube. I didn't know there weren't actually. I've not looked. Oh, it's a Starbucks and Fiat have been partners for decades. Oh, yeah. Corsa B estate. Yes, there was, wasn't there? I'd forgotten that. But we never got a saloon in the UK though, so that's kind of the mad thing. That'd be quite fun. Wonder if Ian's going to get a Corsa saloon. When am I starting Bangonomics again? Well, to be honest, as far as a day-to-day car goes, I'm going to stick with the W204. That's a solid car which I really like. It's, it's paid for. It's a 10-year-old car. And that is borderline Bangonomics now anyway. But I need a reliable car I can trust, and now I'm just going to focus on interesting, quirky, retro stuff. And because the Mercedes kind of doesn't owe me anything, it's just a nice, okay car on the drive now. So I'll stick with that. And the threat of cars breaking down on the way to work is just too great. So sticking with a reliable Merc. Mazda 9 from the 90s, 121s. The bowler hat. Oh, right, yeah. I think we are thinking about the same one. It was like a saloon version of the Fiesta, wasn't it? Paul, thanks for joining me. I hope you had a good time. I'll speak to you soon. Take care. Yeah, do email me some photos of that tomorrow. I'm fascinated. Lots of interesting cars going on here. MG ZR160 or Rover 25 GTI. Oh, do you know, I think I'll probably go for the Rover 25 GTI because it just looks a little bit more classy. Lada Samara. Wasn't that revolutionary? In terms of Lada, it's revolutionary, but they're very, very tough cars. Trouble is the carburetors on them aren't very efficient, and they're kind of killed by emissions these days. Yeah, it's funny. Saloons were more common in parts of Europe, America, Ireland for a long time. I think the English market was more kind of hatchback driven, and like more traditional markets liked the saloon. How long do I think it would take the Rover 200 to get an MOT? In theory, it doesn't need a lot. Set of tyres, and I've got a set of alloy wheels coming for it, which I'm going to have to go and drive up north and collect, because the wheels are not the right fit on it. And so hopefully, well, then I'll get a set of tyres on that. I need to do a cam belt on it, which I'll try and do this weekend. And then it should, in theory, be roadworthy. The roof doesn't need to work for an MOT, so I could just... the problem is a bit of rust on the sill. Because the car's not at home, I haven't got a welder or any power where the car is, so I might just have to take it somewhere that could do the welding for me. But yeah, so in theory, it could be just a couple of weeks before it's MOT'd and running. Alan Wilkerson, had I ever thought about doing a Furious Driving meetup? Yes, I said this earlier. I was actually planning on when lockdown happened, so the whole thing's just kind of on hold. But yes, that's definitely going to happen in the future. Robert, do I like resto mods and sleepers? Yeah, I absolutely love them. I really like that company in America that does kind of the rat look electric ones based on sort of 50s, 60s cars. They're really cool. Oh, eCross, drop me an email, bodyintheboot@gmail.com. I'll go through them all at the weekend and yeah, get in touch. Used to work at a dealership that had a Yugo franchise. Crikey. It wasn't Auto Yachts, was it? I remember there were adverts on Invicta Radio back in the 80s. Still had a Yugo umbrella. Huh. Yugo umbrella outlasted the cars. Renault 5 saloon in Spain. God, that's another one I don't think I've ever seen. I need to do a video of weird saloons that we never got in the UK. Yeah, Corsa saloon is sold as a Buick in China, yeah, because Buick, current range of Buicks are largely Opals and Vauxhalls from Europe and kind of rebadged and built over there, and then they're selling them as Buicks in China, which is mad to think that. Yeah, Fiat 500, 100,000 miles on it. Yeah, current generation Fiat's pretty decent cars. Oops, where are we? I've seen plenty of Opel Astra saloons. Focus saloon was built in the USA. Yeah, I think it might have been. Really hardly anyone bought the Focus saloon in the UK or Europe, really. Do I pick classic cars I take out for a drive, or am I only allowed to take out someone's? To a certain extent, I pick them. Sometimes I ask dealers and they say no because if a car's on, they call it sale or return, where they've got a customer's car they're selling on their behalf. They have to ask that person if I can do it, and sometimes they say yes, sometimes they say no. I'm actually waiting on a call back about one, which I'm quite excited about at the moment. But yeah, with dealers, that's kind of how it works. If it's their own cars, Suzuki Wizkid or Datsun Cherry, I think I'll go for the Wizkid actually. T's Cottage Guy can have a shout out. Yes, you've got to join and become a channel member now though for that. Mercedes running soon. Yes, get a visit on Tuesday from a Mercedes specialist. So hopefully it will be running or confirmed dead on Tuesday. Those new Cloverleaf t-shirts, yes they are. I've got Azuro Fantasia Blue, Zoe Yellow, and also got Rosso Red. If you head onto the Redbubble store, or if you look on my YouTube community page, there's a link to them. Also my Facebook page, I think, as well. I'll put a link to it. Jetta or Orion. I like the Orion actually. God, Dundee dealership, which had Lada and Yugo. Crikey, he was all the misery, but massive profit margins apparently. Well, fair enough. £4,000 on the new and a massive profit margin. Who knew? Do I like amphibious vehicles? Yeah, they're great fun. I've actually been in an amphicar a couple of times, and that's hilarious. Come on, buffering again. Don't know if you can see me or not. I'll pause a second because I've got the buffering circle of doom, and it normally goes to grey disconnect in a second, and I'll have to reconnect in a moment. I'll have a sip of tea while I'm waiting. We're back. Mark II Vauxhall Cavalier estate or convertible. Oh, estate all the way. How I noticed how beautiful the Dacia 1300 is. I'll be honest, I hadn't. Wife happy with the Rover 200? No, she's given up on me and cruddy old cars. Oh, disconnecting again. Ever driven an Alfa 75 where the actual car is derived from the end of 70s Giulietta? Driven a 75, not a Giulietta. Boom. Alfa 5 MOT. No, I need to take it. Oh, come on, listen to that again. I need to take it to my friendly MOT garage. He's going to make some new brake lines for it. Do you know what? I'm gonna, I think, say. This buffering is becoming too much. Oh, I'll open my door. I'll answer this one before I go. Oh, Paul, Fierce Driving t-shirt and stickers arrived this week. Brilliant. I hope stick a picture on the Facebook page of the stickers on the car. That look really cool. Opel Manta. I love the Opel Manta. Yeah, my mum had an Opel Manta A when I was a kid. Yeah, buffering circle of doom is getting. Oh, we're off again. See you later, Tom. Current Fiesta saloon quite popular in the US? I did not know that. In fact, I didn't even know there was a current segment Fiesta in that segment. I'm going to look on the American website for Ford later on. I think I'm going to have to call it a night because the buffering is getting a bit out of hand. So yeah, thank you everyone for coming. The buffering is becoming too much. So I'll say goodnight to you all. I'll pop a link to the Alfa t-shirts in the description just when I'm done. Also, me shout out to come off it. I think Mum wants a tea. So good night, everybody. I'll see you all soon. Look after yourselves. Be safe. And yeah, I'll see you in the Rover very soon indeed. Take care, guys. See you later. To the two people saying goodbye now, and everyone else. Right, I'm looking for the off button now. Bye. Are you sure you're doing streaming? Yes.